question should be rephrased. It's what it's like to be Filipino.
The tennis world had been waiting for this moment. Alex Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation, was about to face the one player who had haunted her for 3 years. Zheng Qinwen, the Olympic gold medalist, the former world number 4, the woman who had shattered her dreams at the 2023 Asian Games. It was supposed to be Zheng's comeback. It was supposed to be a warm-up for the Olympic champion's return to form. The crowd in Washington was filled with Filipino fans, but even they had doubts. Zheng had been in control. She had taken the first set. She had broken Eala at love in the second set. She was 2 games away from victory. And then, everything changed. Alex Eala did something that no one expected. She didn't just fight back. She dominated. She won 7 consecutive games, turning a 4-3 deficit in the second set into a 4-0 lead in the third. Zheng was left stunned. The crowd was left speechless. And the Philippines, the entire nation of 110 million people, couldn't believe what had just happened. Because this wasn't just a victory. This was redemption. This was revenge. This was a 21-year-old girl from Quezon City, proving that she could conquer the world. Welcome to RallyVerse. To understand the significance of this victory, you have to go back 3 years. It was the 2023 Asian Games in Hangzhou, China. Alex Eala was 18 years old, ranked number 192 in the world. She had just reached the semifinals, where she faced Zheng Qinwen, the top-seeded Chinese star and the overwhelming favorite to win the gold medal. What followed was a 3-hour war. Eala was blown away in the first set, losing 6-1. But she refused to quit. She fought back in the second set, winning a tiebreak 7-6 to force a decider. Zheng eventually prevailed, 6-3 in the third set, and went on to win the gold medal. Eala settled for bronze. Eala was the only player in the entire tournament to take a set off Zheng. But it wasn't enough. The loss had haunted her for 3 years. Now, in Washington, D.C., they were meeting again. Zheng was the Olympic gold medalist. She had beaten the best in the world. She had once been ranked number 4 in the WTA rankings. But she had undergone right elbow surgery in July 2025, causing her ranking to slip to number 123. Eala, meanwhile, had climbed to world number 28. She had beaten Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon. She was a different player than the 18-year-old who had lost in Hangzhou. Maybe for someone like Iga, who has won many slams, this achievement may seem small. But for someone who grew up in the Philippines, I went to train with my brother and grandfather every day after school with my ruffled socks and my light-up shoes and chubby cheeks. So to me, this is everything. This was more than just a match. It was destiny. The match began with a flurry of brilliance from Eala. She broke Zheng's serve in the opening game and held her own to take a 2-0 lead. The Filipino fans in the stands erupted. But Zheng, the Olympic champion, responded with devastating power. She unleashed her booming serve and aggressive ground strokes, breaking Eala twice to take the first set 6-4. Zheng was in control. She was serving with authority, racking up 14 aces throughout the match. She was dictating rallies. She was pressuring Eala's serve. And then, in the 7th game of the second set, she broke Eala at love to take a 4-3 lead. The crowd fell silent. Zheng was 2 games away from victory. But then, something happened. Something that would change the course of the match. Eala didn't fold. She didn't panic. She immediately broke back at love, unleashing a roar that shook the stadium. That break kick-started a run of 7 consecutive games that saw Eala take the second set 6-4 and race to a 4-0 lead in the decider. I think it's definitely a mindset that you have, Eala said after the match. That being said, I think it's been trained or I've practiced. I've had more experience now to implement that mindset at the higher level. The statistics told the story. Zheng fired 14 aces but was hampered by 6 double faults and won just 35.4% of points on her second serve. She committed 46 unforced errors. Eala, by contrast, landed 57.1% of her first serves and converted 6 of 8 break points. She was cleaner. She was calmer. She was simply better. Eala wrapped up the deciding set 6-1, sealing the upset after 2 hours and 26 minutes. This wasn't just a win. It was a milestone. With this victory, Eala became one of the few players to have beaten all 3 medalists from the 2024 Paris Olympics in the women's singles event. She had previously beaten Olympic silver medalist Donna Vekic twice, most recently at the Berlin Open, and owned 2 victories over bronze medalist Iga Swiatek, including the third-round triumph at Wimbledon. It was a rare feat that no one else on the tour could claim. "I'm really happy with my win today," Eala said, basking in the cheers of flag-toting Filipinos who came to watch her play. The victory also proved that Eala's Wimbledon run was not a fluke. She was not just a grass court specialist. She could win on hard courts too. She could beat the best in the world on any surface. "He said that I have to keep going, because if I'm there every ball, I'll have my chances," Eala said, referring to Coach Joan Bosch's advice. "I did. Like always, he's right." Back home in the Philippines, the celebrations were immediate and overwhelming. Social media exploded with congratulatory messages. Fans shared clips of the match. News outlets ran headlines celebrating the victory. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. had been one of Eala's earliest supporters, and the nation was proud. Tournament chairman Mark Ein revealed just how big Eala's impact has been. Over the last month, the ticketing team says at least 80%, if not more, of the requests in this tournament are about when is Alex Eala playing. Honestly, I think it's more, and they just didn't want to say it was more, but they're, like, virtually all. It's not an exaggeration. The fans had come from across the East Coast. They had waved Philippine flags. They had chanted her name. And they had witnessed history. But Eala knows the work is not done. "I think it's going to be a very tough match for me," she said of her upcoming match against Leylah Fernandez. "Leylah is such an amazing player and an amazing person as well. I think, right now, my first priority is to recover, take care of my body so that I can arrive in the best shape possible to compete." Alex Eala had done what no Filipino tennis player had done before. She had conquered Wimbledon's center court. She had climbed to world number 28. She had beaten the Olympic champion. And now, she was ready for the next challenge. Her next opponent was Leylah Fernandez, the defending champion and the woman who had beaten her in Stuttgart earlier this year. Fernandez has Filipino heritage, making the matchup even more intriguing for the Filipino community. The U.S. Open was just weeks away. Eala had a chance to make history. She was defending just 70 ranking points for the entire North American hardcourt swing. A deep run in Washington could vault her into the top 25. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the biggest stages in the world. From a 13-year-old girl alone in Spain to a national hero celebrated by presidents and adored by millions. From being told she couldn't do it to standing on the brink of history. Alex Eala has defied every expectation. And the Philippines can't believe what happened. Laban Lang, always. And remember, on RallyVerse, we bring you the stories that define the sport, the drama, the comebacks, the moments that change everything. Stay tuned for more.